Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavakai Tejasvinavaditamastu Om Shanti Shanti. Doshopi vihita shrutya mrityor mrityum sagacchati iha pashyati nanatvam mayaya vanchito naraha. Yaiha pashyati. Iha, in this world, Yaha, the one, pashyati, sees nanatvam. Nānāyiva pashyati. As though there is duality, real. Saha mrityoho mrityum apnoti. See, generally, so janmanaha janma. From one janma to another, from one birth to another. The criticism is done here. You are not giving a hope. The hope is different. If somebody says, so what will happen if I die away? Don't bother, you will be born again. And therefore, janma, if you assure the person with another janma, another birth, that shows the continuity. There is no decimation. The body, because the Shastra doesn't accept the total decimation. Our own understanding also, the total decimation of matter is not possible, doesn't take place. It always assumes another form and remains. Matter doesn't get destroyed. Energy also doesn't get destroyed. What quantum of energy is in another form. It is always manifest, it is here. So energy also is not destroyed. The one who is conscious of this matter energy, we should, that jiva, that conscious being, why should that person come to a decimation? And so, the jiva, according to the Shastra, doesn't die. It is always in one form or the other. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam. Means according to one's own karma. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinnati naroparani. Dehi, the indweller of this deha, doesn't go away. Yatha jirnani vasamsi vihaya navani grinnati naraha aparani. A human being throws away old clothes and then takes on, wears new clothes. So too, then this jirnani, vasamsi jirnani yata navani grinnhati naroparani, Tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani sanyati navani dehi. Tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani. Tatha jirnani sharirani vihaya anyani navani sharirani grinnati. Dehi, the wearer of this body. What an example. You throw away the dirty clothes and then takes on. And here, this one, this body is given up. That assumes another body. This is purely Shastra. Our arguments are only supporting arguments. You don't have a proving reason here because it's beyond reason. You don't have any hetu for proving. So there is no reason. There is no drishtanta, there is no hetu. Therefore, this is a non-verifiable belief. But not a wild belief. Therefore, corroborative arguments, logic. So what I gave you, nothing comes to an end, and in why a conscious being comes to end unless otherwise proved. That is one way of support for this belief. The other is there are always free cases, well-documented cases from all this we say, and then horoscope, and your own problems also. And then suddenly everything goes well, everything goes, it's a plot in life. The whole thing changes like Shakespearean plays. Everything goes well until one Iago comes. And poor Othello changes. Therefore, there is always Iagos in life. And so, things undergo a change. This is due to what? What are the reasons and all that? These are all corroborative. None of them is this the clinching reason. And therefore, we have hundreds of arguments to support what does the Shastra say. Therefore, even the one who continues to take oneself to be whatever notion one has got about oneself, a samsari, karta bhokta. I am a doer, I am an experiencer. If that is exactly the notion of the self, that fellow also doesn't die. That is why he is called naraha. Na riyate iti naraha, na nashyati. The one who does not give up. The one who always remains. Then the atma of this fellow who makes these rounds of birth and death, or one who goes from death to death. That is to point out the limitation of this life. Yayiha nana iva pashyati saha mrityoho mrityum apnoti. The one who takes this world of experience of subject-object, nana iva pashyati, that nana is reality for whom? Shruti doesn't want to say nana. As though there is duality and it is real. Saha mrityum iha mrityoho mrityum apnoti. From death to death he goes, means he is born to die. until the person comes to recognize the fact. I am free from this kartrutva, bhoktrutva. It's not enough. It is a Mahavakya equation. We are not purely concerned about this consciousness and all that. That only creates dissociation. It is a grand equation. The Jiva is Ishvara. That is the equation. And the equation creates conflicts, and resolution of the conflicts is understanding. This is Samanvaya. This is Vedanta. Baki sab Devanta. Therefore, Mahavakya Upadeshakarta Guru. A Guru is one who does this Mahavakya Upadesha, the one who teaches this Mahavakya. The whole teaching is Mahavakya. Not who says that I am dissociating myself from this, I am not this, I am not that, then banana peel. The garbage is as real as yourself who created the garbage. You created the garbage. And because you throw it away, you have thrown away the whole thing. It doesn't become less real. In fact, it is more real. If there are 3-day strike of the municipal workers in New York, people all will go to places. Nobody can stay there except the rodents. And therefore, it's real. It's a blessed thing, it's a stinking real it is. And therefore, whatever you want, whatever you don't want, doesn't cease to be a reality. Therefore, these spiritual teachers who are talking about dissociation from body, mind, sense complex, saying some nonsense, doesn't know a little bit of what Vedanta is. Ishvara is all. Idam sarvam brahma. Sarvam kalvitam brahma. Neha nanasti kinchana. There is no nana. All that is here is Brahman. Alright? Which is Sarvajñam, Sarvashakti, which is all knowing, all Shakti, all power, which is all. And that is Tat Tvamasi, that the what? Then how? How? Sarvajñam Brahma I am. You have to understand what is the meaning of Satyam, what is the meaning of Mithya. That is why the whole teaching is reality teaching. Jiveshwara Aikyam. When you talk of Brahman, you talk of only Jagat Kāraṇaṃ Brahman. Unless you go for Swarupa Lakshanam. One Lakshanam is Yatova imani bhutani jayante. The request was Varuna's son, Bhrigu, asked his father, asking for knowledge. Knowledge of what? Brahman. Bhrugurvai varunihi varunam pitaram upasasara adihi bhagavo brahmeti. Then Varuna taught him, Tasmai etat provacha yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prajant abhisham vishanti tad vijijñāsasva tad brahmeti. All these have come from what? All these that have come are maintained by what? Sustained by what? Pervaded by what? All this will go back to what? Nowhere else. That is Brahma. Then the whole inquiry is to find out the meaning of all this. That's why books are becoming bigger and bigger. So tatpadavachya, the meaning of the word tat, the immediate meaning and implied meaning. So this lakshana-dvayam, there are two lakshanas. Lakshana means definition. The cause of this entire world. Then what is itself? There is another definition. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Therefore, these two lakshanas, they need to be understood. Similarly, tvam-pada also, you also. You are a karta bhokta. You are a doer, you are the experiencer, enjoyer. This is samsari, subject to punya papa. Being a karta is karma phala bhokta. Karma phalam is called satyam, ritam, ritam pibantam, sukrutasya loke. Sukrutasya karmanaha ritam pibantam. Shastra again, Upanishad. Ritam, the word is satyam. Another word for satyam, truth. But the result of a karma is called ritam. Why? Avashyam bhavitvat. Avashyam bhavitvat, because it is bound to happen, you have to go through that experience. Unless you do something to neutralize that. You are always do prayaśchitta karma. Another karma, atoning action. This is karma phala. And you can neutralize it by doing karma using your free will. And prayer implies free will. And any good action. And the beneficiaries are those who deserve that. A reaching out karma that also will produce punya. They will neutralize old durita, getting unfolded in this life. Therefore, they are all based on your own free will. This is samsari. This is the person whom we say samsari, means again born to die, again born to die. And he looks at this world and he takes the reality. There is a reality of kārakas. The subject is subject, object is object. The means, etc., karta, karma, karanam, sampradhanam, apadanam, these are all various kārakas. Kārakas are factors that make action happen. What are all things necessary to perform an action? The components. And they are called kārakas. It is a thing to be understood well. And therefore all these kārakas are real. This is called duality. Subject is real, object is real, and every other connection. The action is real and connection, various factors connected to the action. Kriya nishpattau. So all the upakaranani, hetavaha, all the causes for kriya nishpatti, for the action to take place, They are called karakas. The reality of duality is nothing but karaka reality. The one who believes, the one who takes this reality, which is seen by you, which is known to you, means and ends are known to you, and as something real. You are considered a normal person. It is sane. And therefore, the normal person's reality is duality. And the normalcy should not go away. The normal, and Vedanta comes and tells, no, there is no duality. The one who takes this as real is the one who is subject to birth and death. He is a karma phala bhokta. Karma phala bhogaya jayate and vardate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyate. Again jayate, vardate, jayate, born. Asti is alive. If he is alive, vardate grows. If he is alive, still further grows. Still alive, asti, then viparinamate, metamorphosis, becomes an adult. Driving license. Adult. And then once he has a driving license, adult, viparinamate, then the Shastra doesn't talk anything more afterwards. Viparinamate, afterwards, for some time you hang around, and then you grow a little bit, the growth is there. Then apakshiyate, the graph declines. Then dies. Dies? Finished? No? Jayate. Again born. So this is what we call mrityoho mrityum apnoti. The chakra. It's a cycle. To get out of this orbit, you have to know what is Satyam. The Satyam Brahma is neither the subject nor the object, while subject-object are non-separate from Brahma. That Brahmatmaya. This is entirely a Mahavakya Artha. It is. The subject is addressed, that he is the cause for the entire Jagat. And therefore there is a contradiction, and therefore the contradiction has to be resolved. Resolving the contradiction is the teaching. Every equation implies that. This side is energy, that side is matter, one cannot be the other. In fact, one is the other. That is the resolution. And therefore, this Mahavakya, meaning, this is called Mahavakya, that is Vedanta teaching. Mahavakya is not one sentence. The whole thing, all problems. So the whole teaching is Mahavakya. And therefore, Sarvam Kalvitam Brahma, all that is here is Brahman. Yaiha nanaiva pashyati, saha mrityoho mrityam apnoti. Why nanaiva pashyati? Mayaya vanchitaha. Here Maya is avidyaya, vanchitaha, having no puruṣārtha niṣcaya. There is the Maya. There is no puruṣārtha niṣcaya. What is the puruṣārtha has to be clear. there is nothing wrong with the world. This is also another style of saying that this world is no good. People go after money, as though this person is not after money. He is writing the book to make some money. And therefore, people are after money, people are after this, people are after that. He has got some problem, psychological problem. There is nothing wrong with all this. As long as you follow dharma. Dharmartha kama. So you follow dharma, you pursue your artha, security, etc. And kama is your satisfaction, whatever that gives you, go. Don't transgress dharma. Dharmartha kamaha puruṣārthatā. Then all of them have their limitations, including dharma. Dharma is, we can interpret as punya. Dharma also is something that you have to choose to grow, to be dharmic. To conform to dharma, you have to make a choice. Therefore, dharma has got two meanings there. Punya has its own limitation. And artha has got its limitation. And kama has its limitation. And one has to see through this limitation. Then what is the solution? The solution doesn't lie in the artha, in the kama. Therefore, what is the solution then? Solution does not lie outside the person who is seeking. The very person who is a seeker is the solution. That is why tattvamasi. You are the whole. You are Ishvara has to be understood. That is Vedanta. This puruṣārthatā is not properly understood. Then he is vanchitaha. Didn't have any chance even to think about this. And those who got a chance to think about it, they didn't come across the right teaching. It's all a problem. There is also another one, this mayaya vanchitaha. For whatever reason, the one who is vanchitaha, deceived by his own wrong thinking. Mayaya vanchitaha, by false pursuits, being deceived. So he started the life taking the duality as real. Like an individual taking the sunrise as really sun rises and then travels to the west and then comes back to the east and again rises, goes to the west, like IT people. So they are born in India and then go to B.Tech. They go to this Indian Institute of Science and then study B.Tech and then comes to the West. This is exactly what the sun does, they also do. Every son does it. Every son of Ayers, Gopal Iyer, Govinda Iyer, Ramananda Iyengar, all these fellows do the same thing. उधर से इधर. This is how people see. Don't think that every person in the village knows the sun doesn't travel. He becomes grandfather. he becomes grandfather. Grandchildren may know something about it. The fellow doesn't know. Correct? The perception is real. The perception is real. Conclusion is wrong. But nothing is lost anyway. He didn't lose much. Still he was okay. He lived his life, he had his joys and sorrows. Not any different from yours. You think they are poor, etc. If you find they have got time to sing, they have got a time to dance, you don't have. Even when you, because the Indians, in a dinner and all that, they don't dance. They don't dance, they are not supposed to do. And they modern, it's all modern, you know. These modern, these whoops people. And then, these are all Indianized Indians, these are Americanized Indians. And they also want to dance. Ayyo, pava, dondi, bodu. Not dance. Udance. Silly. It doesn't suit you. You better be at home. I'm just passingly refer. What I say, this, there is nothing, there is no difference. When you were born, everything is different. I am different from everything else. What I am not overwhelms me, and what I am is small. This is the beginning point. What is at the end? The same. Why, even though he is given the buddhi, why that was not used? No opportunity, no chance. Mayaya vanchita. Puruṣārtha niṣchaya is not there. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeka kurunandana. When there is clarity, there is only one, there is no choice. There is no clarity, you have choices. I follow my thing, you follow your thing. Yeah. And therefore, mayaya vanchitaha sanne yayiha nana iva pashyati saha mrityoho mrityam apnoti iti shrutihi. The Shruti, the Upanishad, in our own words, so Shrutya doshopi vihitaha. Vihitaha here is pratipaditaha. Just mentioned. Doshopi vihitaha. The dosha, the limitation of this is pointed out. Means nothing is accomplished. Brahmanas sarvabhūtāni jayante paramatmanaha tasmādetani brahmaiva bhavanti ityavadhārayet. The series of verses point out between the created, manifested, creation is manifestation, and the Jagat consisting of your body, mind, sense complex also, every body, mind, sense complex. Brahmanaha paramatmanaha jatani sarva bhutani. Yatas sarvani bhutani. from which cause all these are born. This is the definition. Even in then only you can say, I am the whole. Then only you can say non-dual. In the absence of duality, some kind of experiential, the absence of duality is the presence of non-dual, then the duality also is real and non-dual becomes another real. There is no non-duality. In other words, you are talking of some experience wherein subject-object duality disappears. And then what is there is non-dual experience. Then afterwards again subject-object, then non-duality is gone. What is that non-duality? In the absence of one, if the other appears, the other is also part of these two. Part of these two. There is nothing non-dual. Like darkness and light. This is not non-dual. What is non-dual? I see you, you see me, the subject-object experience is there. In this experience reveals non-dual. Reveals non-dual. It doesn't reveal dual. It reveals non-dual. And it is clear to you, yes, it is true, you can say. Then you understand what is non-dual. It's not an ordinary thing. That's why it is teaching. And therefore, it is beyond anything in the spiritual market. Understand? Spiritual market is subject-object, the duality should go, and then you will experience bliss. B capital. But the truth is, there is non-dual. The subject is the same as the object. The miracle is that there is a subject-object. That is where Ishvara's Maya works. That is Ishvara Maya. That is the miracle. That there is subject, that there is object is a miracle. Because what is there is one Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Not as the substratum. We don't use the word substratum. There is no substratum. What is the substratum of wave? Water. So what is the distance between the substratum and what is on the surface? So it's always water is the truth of wave. It's not substratum. The whole surface is Brahman. And the experience and the object thereof, whole thing is one vastu. So this is the reality. When this is the reality, we can say Brahmanaha sarvabhutani. What kind of Brahman? Paramatmanaha. Also called Paramatma. Brahmanaha Paramatmanaha sarvabhutani. Paramatma means Brahman is not other than yourself. The self is not as construed by you. The self that is Brahman, Brahmanaha Paratmanaha, not limited by time, space and object. Paramatmanaha sarvabhutani jayante. All are born of that alone. Jatani tena jivanti. Born, they are not away from Param Brahma. This is the Mahavakya. Everything is born of Brahman, and then everything is non-separate from Brahman. This is already in the teaching, Bana rakha hai. Born of clay or a million parts. And they are not separate from clay, they are clay. Born of clay, they are clay. Born of Brahman, they are Brahman. If born of Brahman or Brahman, you are that Brahman. Are you born or not? He says, yeah, I am born. Okay, you are Brahman. Suppose you say, I am not born at all. You are Brahman then. Brahman is not born at any time. So if you are not born, Brahman. If you are born, Brahman. So where will you be away? When will you be away from Brahman? Therefore, sarvāni bhūtāni jāyante brahmanaha tasmāt etāni brahmaiva bhavanti. Etāni sarvāni brahmaiva bhavanti. They are all Brahman. Bhavanti means not become. They are. Bhusattayam. They are Brahman alone. Iti avadharayet. In this way, avadharayet, make sure you are very clear about this. Until clarity is, keep inquiring. Don't give it up. Don't say, I don't understand. I don't understand means you have to understand, that's it. You have to understand. I don't understand, already you have to understand. Suppose I won't understand. You will be reborn. Don't worry. You will understand. That is why we have got a provision, healthy provision. In another form, this is pointed out. We have really spent a lot of time on this particular topic, which is in the next verse. Brahmaiva sarvanamani rupani vividhani ca karmānyapi samagrani bibartiti śrutirjagau. Shrutihi, the Veda, the Shrutihi Jagau. The Shruti has unfolded this fact. Elaborately talks about this. Shrutihi. What? All the namas, all the words, and all their meanings called rupa. Rupa means the meaning of the word. The form we say, nama rupa, the name and whatever its meaning is, the form. That is the form. Space, when I say, it's a word, nama. It has no form. The meaning has no form. The formless space. But that is the rupa. Understand? Nama and rupa. What do you objectify? Kalaha, time. There is a meaning. That is called rupa. Its meaning. doesn't mean it must be a tangible form. This is called namarupa. It's a technical expression. Idea is, sarvani previously said rupani. Now he tells, these rupas, understand, are not anything different from nama. Sarvani rupani, sarvani namani, in other words. All that we see here are namarupas. We have spent time with that table. I maintain the table here. Table is a name. And it has a meaning in your head. Therefore, if I ask you, see the table, you will say, no, it's not table. All right, take it as a chair. It's not a chair either. All right, why don't you take it as closer, something closer? What? I take it as mangoes. No. Why? In your head, mango has got a meaning. In your head, there is the meaning of table and chair. If I ask you to take this as a table, there is no problem. If I ask you to take this as chair and where I sit on as table, still you can't accept that. Even though words are used, table, chair, some kind of some problem is there. The table is taken as chair and chair is taken as table. Some confusion. That means what? This is the big argument for all these tangible people. The people who talk of tangibility of things. These are their arguments. It's just innocent. Really, the table is not tangible. Table is a word for which there is a meaning. But you cannot make a table unless you have some substance for which you have one more word. Correct? Some substance, whether it is steel or plastic or wood, you must have the meaning of that word. For seeing the meaning of the other word, table. Therefore, what is it you are seeing? Are you seeing the table? Yes. Are you seeing wood? Yes. So, are they one is sitting over the other? Yes. No. No. One is not sitting over the other. If one is not sitting over the other, what is it that you are seeing here? What is it that you're saying? I say table. And you don't see wood? I see wood. And suppose I turn this table upside down, what will you see? I will still see wood. You will see what? Table? You say, no, reverse to table. Hey, come on. What do you see, I am asking, not reverse to table. Is it table? No. It doesn't look table. Then what does it look? You have an answer for that also. The answer is, it's called modern art. It's just, there is something. And therefore you can't simply dismiss that it has no meaning. And so, there is a nama and its meaning, rupa, reduces itself to another nama and rupa. Reduces itself to another nama and rupa. Reduces itself to another nama and rupa. And the nama rupa should have something as the truth, because you cannot say all the way it is all, there is no substance. There is no substance, there must be some ease, because astiti pratiyate. The upalabdhi, astiti upalabhyate. Table asti, table is, that easiness belongs to what? That easiness cannot be. This quality attribute, tableness cannot be the attribute of woodness. There is another attribute. We are talking of something that is. From where does the table get that ease? That is Brahma. Brahma Satyam. This is Jagat. Table is Jagat. Wood is Jagat. Pulp is Jagat. Atoms are Jagat. Particles are Jagat. Anything you say that is Jagat draws its being from Brahma. Not at the end of the tunnel. It is as much surfaced as even the table is. Therefore, Sarvani Namani, Sarvani Rupani, all of them, Vividhani, varieties of different spheres or different jatis, which you study about in different disciplines of knowledge, like geology, astronomy, astrophysics, physics, botany, zoology, humanities, genetics, all nana vidhani rupani, many and various varieties that constitute Jagat. This Jagat, which is Ishvara's knowledge. Because what is there is only Namarupa. Word and meaning. Word and meaning means knowledge. It's all knowledge. You can say it in one word, Jagat. You can say it severally. Nana vidani rupani. It includes all forces. It includes all means and ends. Causes and effects. It's a chain. Cause itself is the effect. Effect becomes the cause. So, nana vidani rupani brahmaiva sarvani samagrani karmani api. All actions also, they are not any different. All actions and all the karakas, the subject karaka, object karaka, karana karaka, purpose karaka, the means karaka, purpose karaka, apadana karaka, from what? All those. From. There's another namarupa. All the karakas, brahmaiva. What about phalam? Also brahma. If it is surga, well, surga is Brahman. And all that exists in surga is also Brahman. And the one who goes to surga is Brahman. And only good thing is, vapas aayega, and that place also is Brahman. ब्रह्मन से उधर जाएगा, उधर से ब्रह्मन को आएगा. जाने वाला also Brahman. The greatness is the fellow doesn't know. He thinks that he has come to a naya place. It is naya. But the truth is that is also Brahman. Karma phalani Brahman. And sarva samagram karma is Brahman. Sarva karakas are Brahman. And therefore, Brahmaiva bibarti sarvani. Brahman sustains all of them. Therefore, jatani jivanti brahmana. Brahmaiva bibarti. Iti shrutihi jagau. Shruti has already told. With an illustration, he expounds this. We'll come back and then do it. We'll read it. Suvarnāt jayamanasya suvarnatvam ca śāśvatam brahmano jayamanasya brahmatvam ca tataḥ bhavet. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnah